Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Better Than Wolves. You just caught me tidying up. Actually, got it working completely. I scrapped the idea of water because the water part was not working, which means I probably should remove it. Because the water is proving no good to anyone. Much less me. It wasn't working. So it was time to call it quits. As you can see, right now I'm just tidying up the place, getting the resources in the walls. And this is what we're going to be doing. We're not going to be doing any major involved things. We're just going to be tidying up what we have already. Now, as a demonstration of the fact that I did get the fire working, we're going to stick the crucible, the unfired crucible, in there, and it will cook. 6 hibachis, by the way, does this very fast. You could automate it with either more or less, and you notice how it popped backwards. That's what that's for. I re-modified the sticky piston that was going to do the water to be the pusher out this way, and that's a crucible. I also fired a planter, a vase, and 2 urns. But while we're here, while we're tidying up the walls, we're going to be doing that. I'm adding a stripe along the wall to kind of show you the direction you need to go, and also to break up the patterns. See, we don't need another crucible. I think we only need 1. Let's see, do we need another planter? No. You didn't go. We're going to need a lot of urns, I can tell you that right now. Urns are a requirement for Soul Forged steel, which is an upgrade to iron. So we're going to need a lot of those, and I'll show you how to fill them. Push it forward. It goes cook, 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 cook. They actually don't take very long to cook, which is the brilliantness of it. And then when it's done, you just walk up there, grab your stuff, because you always get some spare clay. It's always a good thing to grab it. In case you couldn't guess, a urn is made from 1 piece of clay. Oh, that was the wrong thing to pattern. I'm not paying attention is what I'm doing. Because I'm trying to do so many things at once. This is where fully automating it could be better, but I don't have the block dispensers to do it. And really, to fully automate it, I would need block dispensers to do the necessary timings, and a lot more redstone than what I currently have. So a semi-automated one is perfect, actually, for now. And always, torches are not placed there, but there. And that's a vase. Not what we need. All 6 hibachis are going full strength. Now, the thing with the hibachi is it needs to be... The stoked fire part needs to be... The stoked fire needs to be at this level in order for it to work. So it took a little bit of rework, but not a lot, for me to do. And same for the ceiling. Let's see, we do have some stone bricky left, but not a ton. Besides, one never knows what's underneath, what's above you. There's no need to go too extravagant, I don't think. We can just natural stone it for now, although the iron is necessary. The iron will always be necessary. Now, possibly the only problem someone might have is that when the piston pushes forward, you can see behind, in which case you could, and I probably will, change that into a sticky piston to make it work just as well. But that's how you make them. Now, the nice thing about the planters and vases is that they can be dyed. And that appears to be all up there. I don't see a real reason to fully automate it, but I guess you could for bragging rights. I'm thinking we need a line. Let's see, and one more for another soul urn. I'm also going to do a little tidying up in the other place, because I actually have a huge stockpile of just stuff. Let's see, that's an urn. Push it forward, get it cooking. And a bit of tidying never hurt anybody. Now you can create quite a sense of space by doing things like this. A sense of development, I guess you could say. I have had stuff come out of there, and I dropped my button for the way out. As you can see, I added some brick here to differentiate that that's a special place. I actually haven't done anything over here yet, but we'll be getting to that. Gonna need some more stone for a bit of stone brick. Because I'm a little tired of all the mishmash that we have around here. We need some more consistency, especially areas we are going to frequent, like in here. The stone brick in this texture pack, I don't think I mentioned what specific pack I'm using. I believe it is the one of the DokuCraft ones. I was always a fan of DokuCraft to begin with, so the fact that there is one that's compatible is I'm quite happy. And there we go. We got some more blocks. And I think see, we could also do lighting in this if we wanted to. We could use light blocks. But there's really no point. And that creates a nice edge border, which probably should have continued. Roughly along the confines of the walkway. And that actually works quite well. And considering... oh, does that look better? That looks better, actually. Because it kind of looks like the oven's kind of just there. Like it was kind of just set up here, and then everything else was just... is good to go. How many urns does that make? Nowhere near enough. Now that this room's all prettified, this will be the last urn we're gonna make. The one thing I have noticed is you can't push the button too fast after it finishes, otherwise it just won't work. And one more go. And the last soul urn. I call them soul urns, but they're not soul urns yet. That is actually going to be what this room over here is going to be for. I've done a bit of decorating over here already. If you notice, I've got a hopper. I've got the redstone system all set up for it. Quite literally, I'll just have to run it over and up and into here because if you put an urn under there, run redstone through it. I believe it has to be powered, but don't quote me on that. I haven't made a soul urn yet. It will send the souls into the urn, and once 8 are in there, it becomes a soul urn, which allows you to summon ghasts and things like that if you really wanted to. But why would you want to summon a ghast? Currently, that is exactly what I want. And a bit of decoration in that area. I don't think I'm going to do much decoration in the downstairs access, because that's just going to be unnecessary. What is going to be necessary, though, is a system of looks cool over here, which means my pickaxe, which is getting close to dying, is going to need replacing here soon. Which means I'll have to run to the surface. Fortunately, I have plenty of iron to replace it with, and apparently not enough of that. Oh well, I did mention I have plenty of cobble. And I really do. And that will kind of just bring us around to here. Some more up here for a bit more decoration. This bit I'm going to have to just section off. I've not yet contemplated how. That was not what I wanted to do. That is what I wanted to do. Let's see, we will want some access to that in some manner. There we go. Because we will want access to over here. But this will also prevent me from horribly screwing up the redstone by accident, as I've been known to do several times. Let's see. I'm going to probably want another... Wait, I have another button. What am I concerned about? I have buttons. It's just down here. This is really an episode you could skip if you don't like watching people decorate things. What do I mean by that is... This is sections of the game, well, not of the game, of my base that you have not seen. My massive storage, stone down there, dirt goes over there. That is a planned future experiment, let's call it. And the alchemy lab, right across the street from here. See, and we're going to want that there, and a button for there. That actually did nothing. I'm quite surprised. Quite surprised indeed. Huh. Well, you learn something new every day, I guess, about redstone. Well. And I'm going to want the door over here, so that we do have some form of access into here if we ever need to access that redstone wiring. There's still access. Now, what else can I do? I'm going to convert some more of this stone into stone bricks, and I'm surprised this pickaxe is still here. It is diamond, I will admit. And we want some access over there. And then we want the actual stone. Because the contrast between stone and regular brick is actually fairly big. In vanilla, that is. Whether or not that will still appear in texture packs depends on the texture pack artist. Now here we have dirt. Dirt is unsightly. And you can see the extent, really, of the size of the basement. And you can see the size of the room yet over here is fairly substantial yet. I don't really have any uses for this side of the room. And that's actually quite unfortunate, I must admit. I don't think I'll need access to there again. What else could be chopped up that really doesn't need to be there? Well, a lot of this, actually. I did not know there was iron there. Let's see if we can't get out. Collecting a few materials along the way. What hasn't already despawned. Out the door. Because here's the thing with your base. You can make it however you want. And it all depends on how you want it to look, but make it look good to your tastes. I'm a particular fan of the cobble, the stone brick, and the regular stone. There's not really much else in my book other than those. I'm not a big fan of the making a house not square. There's something about a square house I like that a lot of Minecrafters really don't. I mean, I admit, square is kind of bland. But at the same time, if you look at a house in the modern world, have you seen one that isn't kind of square? The answer to that is probably not. Houses tend to be fairly square. It's just how we build them. And there's something about the square building that kind of just speaks to me of progress, even when looking at older style buildings from older times. The whole square or rectangle was kind of a thing. Now, I'm not saying you have to make your house like that. That would be ridiculous. It's up to you and how you want it built. I think with this I'm just going to stick to a plain stone roof. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy like in the pottery room. This is an earlier room after all. Probably should make it look like it's a bit of an earlier room, like it was finished in an earlier time. And that was water. And that just ruined my redstone. I should have gotten that door in sooner. I really, really, really should have. Now, I know no one has so far, at least at the time of this recording, mentioned why I decided to do a hardcore, essentially mod overview, rather than just your standardized mod overview. And the answer is, there is no reason. I just did. And that really summarizes everything. I felt like my vanilla Minecraft needed something new. I looked, I found Better Than Wolves, and then I thought, well, just ordinary Better Than Wolves where you can die all the time is kinda meh. It's kinda the same problem I had with regular vanilla Minecraft. Death is really, other than you losing your stuff, kinda meaningless, really. I mean, there was no real point to it all. And I guess that's kind of the point, is that there never was a real reason for the death system other than, well, you just died. Whoop-de-doo. So it was kind of like, well, I'll try hardcore, and suddenly your entire world is in danger if you do something stupid. And that's kind of the point, I guess. To make it kind of different. And I must have just lost my windmill again, because I heard that change, and that would mean another... Called it! Look down. Oh well, that's another 3 gearboxes gone, and I just replaced them. What did I come up here to get? Oh yes. Make me some fresh pickaxes, which I, as you were noticing, are making en masse. The reason is, as usual, the diamond one is used for ores, the iron ones are used for my mine shaft, so I just tend to build them en masse anyway. Let's see, let's stick the coal in here and not convert it. And I think we're good so far. Keep the crafting table on us. I know I have like 4 crafting tables around. And rope. It saves your life. And that's the hemp farm. I did mention that I replaced the sugarcane with something. I didn't mention that it was hemp. But I did. That doubled the hemp and... rather frankly, made everything quite a bit nicer. Just adding some more details. I think I probably want stone brick on this side, kind of enveloping them. That hurt a little. Oh well, there's not much you can do about storms in Minecraft. Except later when we get the ability to stop our windmills from dying, we'll get the windmills not dying. Anyway, it's been a long episode so far. I think we'll call it here once we get this little bit more organized and this bit done. Covers the bellows. Doesn't provide any more soundproofing, it just changes the look. And a little bit more to remove. And this place will be done. And with that, one quick look, I believe we are done. Oh, this little corner here, like it's a brother corner. needs to be done. Yep. And that would be the last brother corner. And there we go. We've got this place looking nicer, prettier, and overall, just overall, a lot nicer than it was before. We're going to extend a little bit. I'm going to extend it a little bit out here. Because I can. The look. And next time we're going to be working on the crucible. Let's see. Make a bit more definitive path. We're going to be working on the crucible room, which is also going to need some more alternating fire and things of that nature, so there's a bit more work for me to do in preparation. Not a ton more work, mind you. Just a bit more. And there we go. We've got some nice things done. We got this room fully functional and looking very nice. Some nice contrasts on the walls, the ceiling. That button actually kind of blends in pretty well. I kind of like it. And then we have out here, which still needs some work. There's still plenty of time to do that though. And then we had the stewing pot room, which is looking much prettier, much nicer, much more consistent, actually. I think that's the main thing, is that it looks more consistent. Boop. So now that it's looking consistent, it's looking pretty. This place is looking better and better. We'll work on the crucible next time. And we'll see you next time, folks. Till then, this is Stompin' Llama, signing out.